A St. George family shares the pain of losing their loved one in a tragic road accident. That's our top story in this Barbados Today news update for Wednesday, October 4th. I'm Ryan Jilt. The family of 13-year-old Hananiah Reeves are struggling to come to terms with the sudden death of the teenager they describe as playful and creative. The Princess Margaret School student was struck by 59-year-old David Ash of Thorpe St. James after he disembarked a minibus at Campaign Castle, St. George. Our Anmar Goodrich-Boyce tells us more.
These flowers at Campaign Castle, St. George tells the story of a grieving community. This was where 13-year-old Hananiah Reeves, who tragically lost his life, grew up. Just a stone's throw away from his home, Reeves, a student of the Princess Margaret School, was struck by a car after disembarking a minibus while attempting to cross the road. He was rushed to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, but later succumbed to his injuries. When a BT News team visited the near Still district, his grief-stricken mother, Rosalind Green, who was too distraught to speak, was being comforted by family and friends. His sister, Roshana, however, fought back the emotion as she lovingly reflected on her younger brother. She said Hananiah was every parent's dream child. And angry Reeves described the accident as an act of total recklessness. She insisted that her brother's tragic death should have been avoided. She lamented that residents have been calling for better lighting in the area for a long time now. Police are continuing investigation into the road fatality, which is the 19th for this year. Anmar Goodrich-Boyce, Barbados Today.
In other news this Wednesday, an angry grandmother is calling for an end to reckless shooting. Sandra Seeley of Canevale Crescent, Christchurch, is demanding answers on why her son Rolando Seeley was shot in the arm by an unknown gunman last night. Lawmen say the 19-year-old was liming with other men when a car approached and one of the occupants opened fire on the group before speeding off. She told Barbados Today she believes the shooting was a reprisal for the August 20 death of 40-year-old Orwin Lesmore of Kendall Hill, also in Christchurch.
I see he running. I get hit. Right? So when he come, he says so. When they come back, they know he did this. I'm drinking a beer. And anybody just come up, stop and shoot me. And just went along like a drive-by. I went, no. I mean, it's so hard for this family, right? Because right now we are not accustomed to nothing like this. We don't get a problem. We don't trouble nobody. I just do my own little thing, running a little shop there, and I don't do nobody nothing. So I don't see why. Number one, the police is at fault for this because the police taken him at a funeral a couple of Thursdays ago. Yes, and target him at the funeral. They never came to him in home. They never do nothing like that. They target him at the funeral. So when you at the funeral, you got a whole variety of people there. Then everybody can say, well, yes, you understand. From then we was getting problems. From then we was getting.
Why did it?
Because there are guys that get shot over here. So he live here, but he ain't know nothing about it. He never even, all he does hear the shots.
Police are on the hunt for two men wanted in connection with serious criminal matters. Wanted is 25-year-old Dario Devon Drayton, alias Scooby or Luke, from Turton's Gap, Gittins Road, Government Hill, St. Michael. Drayton is light brown in complexion and is about 5 feet 6 inches tall. He has a small nose, small protruding ears, small brown eyes and thick lips. The second wanted man is 34-year-old Dwayne Orlando Ricardo Benskin, alias Irie, of Chalky Mount, St. Andrew. Benskin is dark-skinned and is about 5 feet 8 inches tall. He has small ears and brown eyes and has a tattoo with the words Irie Man on his upper right arm. Police have advised both men to report to the District A police station in the company of a lawyer or a member of their family. Lawmen also warned the public that it is an offense to harbor or assist wanted people. Meantime, police are seeking the public's help to locate a missing Christchurch man. He is 40-year-old Christopher Lavanna Broom of number 8 Homestead Drive, Fair Pilgrim. He was last seen by his parents Elsa and Fitzherbert Broom on Thursday, September 21st, at the Grantley Adams International Airport around 7 a.m. At the time, he was driving a light blue Suzuki car with the registration number X664. Broom is light brown complexion and is 5 feet 11 inches tall. He is slim, has dark brown eyes, a straight nose, and walks with an erect appearance. He is known to frequent adult entertainment clubs. Anyone with information on the whereabouts of Brooms is asked to contact the police. In other developments, after more than 6 hours of talks, representatives of the Barbados Workers Union and the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation are still locked behind closed doors in search of a deal on outstanding increments. Our Colville Munzi is tracking the story.
The Barbados Workers Union and the management of the state-owned Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation remain locked in marathon wage talks. The meeting, chaired by Senator Harry Husbands, has been going on for 7 hours, with members receiving only a 1-hour break at 2 p.m. Earlier, members of the press who were camped out at the CPC office since 10 a.m. were put off the compound by security at the behest of management. Workers returned to work today after being on strike for 7 days over the issue of unpaid increments. However, whether or not the workers remain on the job depends on the outcome of talks. This is Colville Munzi reporting for Barbados Today.
Call and get your yams and potatoes. Wait, my girl, how you want to for long?
I got how you keeping, but you don't sell the nation paper no more.
But that paper ain't selling. This month now I stop selling that. Look, one time I would have make a little dollar on the Sunday sun. But when Sunday night, I still trying to get the weather there.
Well, you know you can't call that the Sunday sun no more. You're going to call that Sunset News. Because at no time that news stale.
People complain that them ain't got nothing in it to read and the price keep going up all the time. A woman abused me so sick the other day, telling me that she does read Barbados today online for free. I can't take that abusing soul, so I switched to my potatoes and yams.
Well, let me tell you, at pork selling, you got to raise pigs. How much for the yams?
Oh, 75 cents a pound.
Well, that's cheaper than that stale news. Give me...
How much you want?
a pound.
Only a pound? Anyhow, these eating real good. Let me wrap them up for you. Come.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To the region now, where the United Nations Secretary General Anthony Guterres is headed to storm-ravaged Caribbean countries to get a first-hand look at how recovery efforts are going. He made the announcement today as he addressed journalists at the United Nations headquarters.
The Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda reported that the entire population of Barbuda had been left homeless. And the Prime Minister of Dominica declared that he had come to the United Nations, and I quote, "state from the front line of the war on climate change." End of quote. Today, I am announcing that I will travel on Saturday to Antigua, Barbuda and Dominica to survey the damage and to assess what more the United Nations can do to help people recover, visiting, of course, also the operations that are taking place there.
Meanwhile, the United Nations Resident Coordinator for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, Stephen O'Malley, reports that Dominica is on the road to recovery. O'Malley, who is on the ground in Roseau, reports that 2 weeks after Hurricane Maria, more displaced Dominicans have been receiving food supplies, water and basic necessities. He is pleased that the relief efforts are going according to queue.
The streets are clear. I saw garbage being collected. Roads are opening up. We can get to almost every part of the country by road now, and that was different just last week. Power is coming back, at least to the capital, Roseau, and some other locations. Water is coming back up. 9,000 people have water from the mains as opposed to nobody just last week. The World Food Program, working with the government, has managed to distribute 60 metric tons of food in the last week. That's both relief food and food the government had. That feeds about 30,000 people. That's half the population.
On the international scene, the sisters of the girlfriend of Las Vegas shooter Stephen Paddock says Mary-Lou Danley is innocent of the brutal act. 58 people were killed by Paddock and over 500 injured. Danley was today questioned by officials of the Federal Bureau of Investigations. And that's news. But for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Ryan Jills. Do have a good evening.